up, gang? Carolina Jackpot time. Checking in. It is August 26, 2022. Means it's Friday afternoon. Start of the weekend. I hope all you guys are having a good one today, and that you're going to be able to watch some college football this weekend. It's finally back after a hiatus since mid-January. We have the best sport in the world back at our fingertips again. About 10 games or so on tap tomorrow. Most of them are FBS versus FBS matchups. Got a few FCS versus FBS on there. And which ones are you interested in watching? You know, there's the Power 5 game between Nebraska and Northwestern. That's probably the marquee matchup, I would say. But I'm looking forward to a little bit of Vanderbilt, Hawaii. I'm looking forward to a little bit of Nevada, New Mexico State. I ain't going to say I'm not. Don't tell me you ain't going to switch over there to the ACC network about 6 o'clock tomorrow night and see how old Florida State's doing against Duquesne. You know you will. You know you will. You'll look and see how North Carolina's doing against Florida A&M, how Smack Brown's doing with his new quarterback and all that good stuff. So, tremendous. I'm so ready for it. What I want to get into today is just talking about how do you fan? How do you fan, and what do you like to see from other members of your fan base? But let's just go on ahead. I just want to throw this up real quick. That obviously is old. That's from last November, I believe. It was, and it's really not so much about who it was that sent it, or really what the message was, but it was a video that I did. It was only about a minute long, where Dan Mullen, at the point in the season when you could tell this guy just really didn't care anymore, he gave a press conference, or had a press conference the week before the South Carolina game, that Monday, and his little part of the press conference there was just absolutely ridiculous and idiotic. And he made some just dumb, boneheaded comments about South Carolina, just talking about how good of a team South Carolina was, and we're going to go on the road and play a really tough South Carolina team. And I'm like, come on, I mean, you're heaping some praise on us we're not really due. So I kind of made a little bit of a mockery of it and kind of cut. There's the usual Dan Mulligan shenanigans in this video too, and he's just out of it. And I made a little couple of comments. He said something about we're going on the road to face a tough South Carolina team. Then I cut in, so you're facing a women's basketball team, because so this guy fancies himself Gamecock Chris. Apparently he hasn't made any more comments on the channel. I guess he stopped watching the videos after this one because it got in his feelings and got him mad. He said, I've just had just about enough of you trashing the team, blah, blah, blah. You know, didn't you fell asleep during the Texas A&M game? Well, yes, I did fall asleep during the Texas A&M game last year. Number one, I had too much alcohol. Number two, sleeping was more exciting at that point in time than the football game that was going on. Man, come on. So this just kind of begs the question to me. I mean, how do you all fan for your team? And what do you like to see from other members of your fan base? Do you get offended by people in your fan base who are always those glass half empty type of people? Or is that more along the lines of where you're at? Are you overly critical? I guess I'm overly critical. That's the thing. Last year, I was overly critical. I got another one that jumps in the comment section here ever so often. It's like, hey man, you was too critical of the offense last year. Yeah, they wasn't able to really learn the playbook. That's why we struggled against Troy. Troy had a veteran coaching staff, or established coaching staff, whatever the words were. East Carolina had an established coaching staff, blah, blah, blah. Okay, whatever. So they have an established coaching staff. Who cares? There were teams that South Carolina should have beaten without a problem, and they struggled against them. And it pissed me off. And yeah, I understand. South Carolina converted to a pro-style attack last year. It don't take. I mean, these kids today are smart, man. They're smart. I mean, they're getting teaching in. I mean, they are basically in a classroom type setting, learning the playbook, watching film, getting developed up here on this side of the game, the mental side of the game. Hey, it's not 1975 anymore, man. They're not sitting around a locker room where you got a coach up here in the front of it with a damn green and white chalkboard and he's sitting here drawing up plays. I remember when I was in high school, our coach had the plays that we were going to run on the back of file folders. He turned them over and he divided it into fourths, and he had different plays diagrammed on here. People aren't doing shit like that anymore. It's pretty much a science anymore. Okay, so, and these kids are in college. They are college kids. So it should not take you 12 weeks, 13 weeks actually. 25 weeks if you want to throw into that the off season to grasp an offense. It just shouldn't. It was talent. Talent was a problem. And they weren't a very good football team last year. They weren't a very good football team. They lost to Missouri. Missouri's run defense was horrible. My fat ass could have gotten through Missouri's defensive line, I feel like, and picked up 6 to 7 yards. I really do. Their defense was that bad. And we lost to them. We almost lost to East Carolina. There's no excuse for a lot of that. Now, am I high on Spencer Rattler? Yes, I'm high on him. Do I think that Marcus Satterfield doesn't need to be fired do I think he didn't need to be fired after last season, deserved another chance as an offensive coordinator? Because he was coming into a situation where he didn't have a lot of talent and he didn't have a lot to work with. Did I feel that way? Yes. I didn't feel like the guy should have been fired. I wouldn't have said fire him if he had lost the bowl game. Now, in a drunken state, I may have yelled that out, but that's not the actual way I felt. I give the guy at least 2 years. Okay, so but I have always been a glass half empty kind of fan. I just have. And that's why I'm saying that I'm going into 2022 for our team, and I'm saying I'm going in with guarded optimism. I feel 70% confident that this year's offense is going to be better than last year's offense. Okay? I feel 70% confident. Why do I leave that other 30% up? Because I don't know if that offensive line is going to perform any better than they did last year either. That was another issue. Oh, it's a playbook, Jackpot. It's a playbook, man. It takes 13 weeks to learn it, don't you know? Okay, well then on the 13th week, why couldn't you do anything against Clemson? Why'd you look so horrible there? I mean, these people say things that don't make a lot of sense. And this video is really gone off the rails here, and I've gotten to where, I really was just wanting to know, how do you all fan? I mean, do you get like me? Are you glass half empty type of people? Or are you one of the pom-pom shakers? You one of the ones who is always solidly behind the team, solidly behind the coach? Uncle Lou called these folks Disney dogs, I think, back in the years previous to them winning the national championship last year. I don't think there was probably a whole lot of infighting there amongst the Georgia fans last year. Maybe there was. I'm not sure. I'm not one of them, so I don't know. But I didn't see really any of them having any kind of strife with each other. But I know in the past, there was like the whole ordeal with, where like Kirby Smart would play Jake Fromm for no reason at all for entire games, and didn't ever give Justin Fields. They never even gave him a chance to lead the offense, and he ended up transferring out. And I remember Uncle Lou talking about how the Disney dogs would always take the side of the coaching staff and would always defend Jake Fromm against all negativity, against any kind of boneheaded shitty plays that he produced. It was always okay with the Disney dogs, and they were never really critical of the team. Well, that's not me. See, I'm not a Disney dog. I guess that would be a Disney cock, right? I'm not a Disney cock. I call it like I see it. If you've got problems, then you have problems, and I'm going to talk about them a little bit. And I'm not always going to be happy-go. Now, if we're playing well and I like what I'm seeing, I'm going to tell you, we're playing well and I like what I'm seeing. But if we're not, I'm going to let you know that too. So here's forewarning going into the 2022 college football season. If you're a Gamecock fan, and this Duber also had made some kind of comments later on down in this thread. If you want to go look at it, just type in Carolina Jackpot Dan Mullen, and I'm sure this video will pop up. Making some comments, he said something to me to the effect of, well, you know, and I don't know why I'm harping on this right now, because I said I wasn't going to make it about this one particular individual. But I've had several interactions like this with fans. Said, well, you know, when Uncle Lou, he watches his team and they try to keep it positive. You just mean mean-spirited. Mean-spirited? Look, I might get on here, I might raise a little cane about my team, I might curse a little bit, I might tell you that Tennessee is a shithole and a dumpster fire, the same thing about Kentucky, and I don't like them, blah, blah, blah. But I pretty much, deep down inside, I'm a nice guy. I'm not mean-spirited. So if you got that in your dome, then get it out. Because Carolina Jackpot would give you the shirt off his back. It's probably going to be a little bit too big. It's probably going to be full of hair because it rubbed against my back. My back's hairy. But mean-spirited? Nah, not mean-spirited at all. Okay? It's because I don't like when my team craps to bed. I don't like it when we do stupid things. I don't like it when we're losing to teams we shouldn't lose to. And I don't like seeing my rivals be successful when we're not. And I don't think that I'm in the minority for feeling that way. I just don't. Okay? So, you know, anybody who wants to come to this channel in 2022 and watch any of these games with me and sit down, chill out, have a good time, then, you know, that's fine. I welcome it. I welcome you to be here. But if you're going to sit here and criticize the way I fan and the way I choose to view my team, the team that I've supported for over 40 years. I'm 47 years old. Went to my first game in 1980. 1980. Actually, before Ronald Reagan was president. James E. Jimmy Carter was the president when South Carolina took on the Citadel in November of 1980. The first time I went to a game. So you can blow it out your diddy hole. That's how I feel about it. You know, anybody who's a Gamecock fan, unless you're one of the old timers, you can go on YouTube and try to tell me about my team, and I don't know jack shit, and I'm not a real fan or whatever. You ain't walked a damn mile in these moccasins, brother. You ain't walked a damn mile in them. You ain't even walked an inch in them. So don't tell me what I done and what I ain't done. Got that out of the way. Yeah, mean-spirited, no, definitely not. Overly critical, yes, maybe so. Oh yeah, then that one individual also made a statement. Well, everybody that's on here making comments is fans of Tennessee and Kentucky, Clemson, and it's like the old fans don't even want to claim you. Okay, that's fine. Have you been to any games with me? Been out in public with me anywhere? Did you go to the East Carolina game with me last year? Well, I had at least at East Carolina, road game at East Carolina. A road game where our fans outnumbered theirs, but I had at least 10 to 12 people come up and introduce themselves to Carolina Jackpot. Were you with me in the Publix in Aiken, South Carolina last October when the customer service manager recognized me from a video? We took a picture together. No, home fan base don't want to claim you there. Home fan base don't want to claim you there. So I'm just ranting on now, just rambling on for no reason at all. But I'm just ready for college football to start. I can't wait for tomorrow afternoon. I don't know that. Last year, I know that when Nebraska kicked off against Illinois at like noon last year in Champaign, I said, man, I've never been in my life so excited to see Nebraska play a football game. Well, that day may have come tomorrow. I may be a little bit more excited tomorrow to see Nebraska play a freaking football game than I was last year on the opening Saturday, which was week 0. Yeah, but great stuff, guys. I hope you stick around the channel this year. Thanks to everybody also, and I'll make another video on this later, who has gotten into the to Callaway's College Football Pick'em Challenge. Really appreciate that. Right now, the pot is over $2,000. It's over $2,000 that will be given away at the end of the college football season to the winner who has picked the most games correct. And we're going to grow even more. We're going to grow even more before this contest starts tomorrow and before next Saturday, which is the absolute cutoff deadline. I wouldn't think twice that pot may balloon up to about $2,500, maybe a little bit more than that, because we've got a lot of folks over on Facebook who watch us on Facebook Live, who have been in Facebook groups with my partner Rob Sanders and I, who have not gotten in yet, who are always in every year. Yeah, so I'm looking for those folks, their PayPals to start dropping in anytime, and we're going to have a ton of folks there, a ton of participation, which is great. I love it. I love the end of the year when I get to give that big pot away to someone, and this year it may just be you, or it may be me, because I'm in there. Anyway, though, I appreciate the love, and you know what? I'm going to tell you this, too. I even appreciate the haters. I appreciate the haters on this channel. I like you, too. I like you, too. You know why? Because you're watching my channel. You're watching my channel and giving me views. And any type of reaction means that there was an interaction. And when you interact with me, that helps us grow the channel. Yeah, this channel's become, it's went on a roller coaster ride, man. It's been all over the place. I've had views, it's been highs, and it's been lows. Carolina Jackpot picks against the spread videos. At one time, 2018-ish, I was putting them out. Every one of them would get 4,000 or 5,000 views on it by the end of the week. Now, put up my week 0 one Sunday. We're sitting at like 900 views. I mean, but it's because every Tom, Harry, Dick in the world is doing them now. You know, everybody's jumped on that train when everybody was not doing them in 2018. And I ain't hating on that, okay? I don't care that anybody else is doing them. You know what? I mean, you know, I don't care that everyone else has adopted that same style with their videos. I certainly didn't own the rights and patent to it, but there weren't that many people doing it when I first started it. So it's been become very popular, and I do appreciate it when people watch mine. And I feel like my picks are really good, over 50% ever since I've been doing them against the number. And that's kind of difficult to do. I do put some research into mine. You know, I just don't look at names on helmets or jerseys and who won last week and who's injured. That's what a lot of people put into their picks. You gotta dig deeper. You gotta dig deeper. You gotta look into the matchups. You gotta look into trends. You gotta look at history. You gotta look at a lot of things. So Carolina Jackpot does all those things. I hope you'll join me here this year, because I feel like I give away some pretty pertinent information, and I work hard on it. So anyway, guys, I will see you all later. I really appreciate you joining me today. Peace, and I'm out of here. Go Gamecocks. Go Coach Beamer. Go Marcus Satterfield. Go Greg Atkins. Go Freddie Kitchens. Everyone affiliated with Gamecock football. Every single player on that roster, from Spencer Rattler and Luke Doty and Dak Joyner and everybody else that suits up in that Gamecock uniform, all the way down to the person that washes the jock straps on Saturday night at midnight, and Willie B sitting there steady. Watch the watch spot, washing out the jock straps. Even you too, because you matter. Love you all. Appreciate it. Spurs up, my toes up, baby. I will see you all next time. Peace. I'm out.